All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Dean. Well, you already know that. And what am I doing? I'm trying a little something different. We're going to do, or I am going to do a reaction video. I'm going to listen to Lovesexy and just vibe with it, groove with it. And we'll listen to it together. It's not my first time listening to it. I've listened to this thing thousands of times since the day it was released back in '88. But you know, I thought it'd be cool to just kind of go through the music and just listen to it, vibe out. So you can put this on while you're doing something or whatever. Maybe you watch YouTube on your TV or something. So you just put it on in the background. We're just going to vibe to some music. We try a little something different, you know. So this either is going to work or it's not going to work. I got this whole little contraption on my side. So without further ado, let me get ready to get into this. Hold on one second. All right, so here we go. I Know. This is Lovesexy, released May 9th, 1988. Whew. I was still in high school. I was just graduating.
Rain is wet.
This came out. Inger Travis. Is it Chavez?
Sugar is sweet. Clap your hands.
Yeah.
And stomp your feet. Everybody.
Remember, like the first time hearing this, you didn't
Everybody knows.
You didn't know what was about to pop off.
When love calls,
Is that like a stampede or something?
you gotta go.
Welcome to the new power generation. The reason why my voice is so clear is there's no smack in my brain.
Prince was gigging though. He was up there preaching. Right back to the one. Right there. Starting to get into it. Man, listen.
All right, y'all. Everybody in the house. Here's what I want you to do. Raise your hand up, straight in the air. Swing it to the right, sidewalk there. Up on the two, swing on the floor. Everybody on the
Nasty right here. Hey.
Y'all ain't got it today. Go ahead.
You can't listen to this and not be jamming. Come on. That's that Bonnie. Lord. Can I pause that for just a quick second? Phenomenal. Give me them 5 Marlins. Come on now. That's how you start the record. Yeah. And before you even get an opportunity to sort of like take a real break, this is like a break you can get your drink real quick. And then you got to get ready to get back out there on the dance floor.
I'm going to have one of those sandwiches. Yeah, a sleep sandwich.
Because some heat's coming.
That's right.
Now, the next song, Alphabet Street, for those who didn't know, was the first single released from this album. And it was a day one burner. That's what we call a day one burner. When it dropped, it was on. It was just, oh, this is a jam. That beat kicking? Wow. Get him.
I'm going down to Alphabet Street. I'm gonna crown
Come on, man.
this girl that I meet. I'm gonna talk so sexy. She'll want me from my head to my feet. Yes, she will.
I don't know what dance I'm doing. I'm good.
I'm gonna drive my daddy's Thunderbird, a white red ride, 66, so glam, it's absurd. I'm gonna put her in the backseat and drive her.
It's too funky. He's just killing it, man. We'll
to
keep it going.
Tennessee.
You hear the bass kind of coming in.
Tennessee.
He's tearing that bass guitar up.
Drive her.
The only thing I would say, I just don't like the way it's mixed because I think you should be feeling that bass popping. But that's just me.
I would like to watch.
You really tune in with your ears and listen to him playing that bass. It's nasty.
We're going down, down, down. If that's the only way to make this cruel, cruel world hear what we got to say. Put the right letters together, make a better day. Better days. Oh, okay. Maybe it's the only way. Yeah.
Dope. Here come Cat. What's up, Cat?
We need you to rap.
Salute to Cat out there. Cat goes.
We need you to rap. Don't give it to us slow. So you know. New power soul. Gotcha go. Come and tell me what you taste. Did your mama tell you life is too good to waste? Did she tell you Lovesexy was the glam of the ball? You can hang, you can trip on it, you surely won't fall. No side effects,
Get up
the
on this
feeling
one.
lasts forever. Straight up it tastes good, it makes you feel clever. You kiss your
classic Prince drum with the. Pericles.
Alphabet Street.
This is getting me hyped. This part right here. You calm down. Remember what I say every time they say that? Hey, jam.
Alphabet Street. Alphabet Street.
Man, listen to this shit, man.
B C D E F H I love you.
I almost feel like this song is underrated or something. People, I don't feel like maybe we don't mention it enough. Alphabet Street is a beast.
This thing we got it tonight. It seems to transcend the physical. One touch and I'm satisfied. Must be a dream, it's so magical. Grand slam, thank you, ma'am. You really make my day. Grand slam, thank you, ma'am. I pray you'll always stay. I
A
know
little
I hold you
percussion
too
and shit.
tight, but I just can't seem to get close enough. Want to hold you every night. I'm so horny and you're
Background is color.
slam. Thank you, ma'am. You really make my day. Slam. Thank you, ma'am. I pray you'll always stay. You better flick a nipple, baby. Scram water ripper. I don't understand. It means I love you. Butterfly straight
I like
on
this part
your
right here.
skin. You come for me and I come again. Dance like
Thank you, ma'am.
sun is rising, moon is gone, soda fizzing on the lawn. Come a butterfly straight up your skin. Grand slam. Grand slam. Thank you, man. You really make my day.
This is like some happy type joints. And just like coming out strong right here.
This thing we got is alive. It seems a chance and a physical. One touch and I'm satisfied. Must be a dream, it's so magical. Grand slam, thank you, man. You really make my day. Grand slam, thank you, man. I pray you'll always stay. Grand slam, you'll always stay.
This right here.
You will always stay.
It's like he couldn't help but jam his songs after a certain point. It's like real sort of cinematic Prince. Trying to get them strings going on keyboards. Let's pause here for a second. I gotta pull this chord out. I wonder what that song would have sounded like with like Claire Fisher's strings, as opposed to me it sounds like it's synthesizer keyboard strings. I wonder if there's a version with their strings. It seems like this was screaming out for it, but I mean it works with what he's got there. Obviously, I was just saying, really kind of like a cinematic feel to it. But just 3 songs into this, so we did "I Know," which is essentially another version of one of my favorite Prince songs of all time, "The Ball." So "I Know" starting it off, and then we did "Alphabet Street." And then, of course, we just listened to Glam Slam. And, the thing about this album, going into it at the time, and what you learn about this album is that this is, the first time Prince is kind of like, how do I want to say? In the Come album, we always associate, Prince dying and he becomes the symbol, sort of symbolic type of a thing. But this is the first time, like, really, like, to me, it seemed like Prince was like, I'm moving past or shedding what I've done before and what you know me as, and this is the new version of me, the rebirth, you know what I'm saying? And, I think that first song always, in my mind, speaks to that, and I just love that he started the album with a real kind of personal sort of, announcement and like leading this new thing. I just love it. I that's why I love this album, like what it represents, to Prince. And I feel like it's such a strong opening to me. Now I can tell you years ago when this had first came out and we were going to throw a party and we were going to DJ. Hey, never DJ'd in our life. And I just knew, I've said this story before, I just knew that if I had an opportunity to play "I Know," drop the needle on that, the crowd would go crazy because that song is jam. I was like, oh man, I was like, oh, this is going to be cold. So then we have the parties going, and I get the opportunity to be in control of the music for a second. So I'm like, oh, cool. About to drop, man. I remember too, I had Jesse Johnson. It must have been Love Struck or something. I remember that too. But when I finally did play "I Know," so the dance floor was already popping. There's people out there. And I put on "I Know," and it went from, I guess I got past the "rain is wet." I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I thought people would kind of dig off that too. Like, oh, they're going to be like, whoa, what is this, dude? But no, so I put it on, it starts to come on, and I'm like, all right. I'm gigging. But then I look out and I'm seeing people going, I don't know this one. Let me get something to drink. And people's emptying the dance floor. And I was like, okay. That's when I was like, you know what? Maybe Prince's music isn't like popping in the streets like he used to, in terms like when you could just drop it and everybody was, it was different. It went deeper. So I was like, okay, this may be not this is the album for me. It ain't for me to like not trying to convince everybody to dig it, but I distinctively I always remember that. But with that said, let's continue on. Oh, I know I was gonna say Glam Slam. So Glam Slam was a single. And I remember they used to play it on the radio. And at the time, I was working at McDonald's part-time. I was still in high school. And there was a young lady that worked there. I can't remember her name. I was young. It's a long time ago. But we was kind of, let me say we. I was kind of talking to her, trying to talk to her and take her out and stuff. So I remember it was like after work or what was it? Maybe not after work, but a day we weren't working. And we went out. And I had my little Datsun B210 at the time, you know what I'm saying, with the little hatchback. I thought I was rolling. And so I was like, come roll, we can roll out. So we would just drive the city, listening to music, driving. That was our thing. Back when you was a kid, please, just driving around was like, that was dope. So we were driving. I remember we were down at Seward Park for all of my Seattle people. And it's like a little strip thing. You can kind of ride along the lake. And, you know, I thought I was doing something. And I remember we listened to the radio and Glam Slam came on. And I was a heavy Prince fan even at then. So I was like, wow, this is on the radio. I was like, cool. You know, I was playing this and I guess she had heard the song before too, right? And back then, and some would argue even today, I don't see a lot of things. Like there'd be things right in front of me and I don't perceive it certain ways. So she's probably sitting there waiting for me to like go ahead and make some kind of move or, you know what I'm saying, do something. But me, I was so naive and whatnot. So I'm just kind of like driving and listening. And the song's playing. She's kind of singing it. And she's looking at me and she's trying to sing the song. She's looking at me and I'm like, you know. And then I realized now, like back, you know, I was like, she was like taking the song title and what he was singing about and was like, yo, nigga, are you ready to get the Glam Slam popping or whatever? but I couldn't see it. I was just like lost. So that's one thing I always remember about Glam Slam. My little funny date with that. But with that said, let's continue on. And hopefully this is all coming out properly. So hold on one second.